Hello YouTube fans, here again. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I've got a weird voice, you know why. But I'm a little bit better than what I have been. But that's not why I'm speaking. I thought about doing this for some time now. Thought about doing it, and it's like, I feel a bit like I'm Back to the Future. You know, Martin from Back to the Future. So I feel like a bit like Michael J. Fox. What I mean by that is I feel like I've met Jock, that Michael Dog getting all love and attention, and Jock made me jump in the Ultra Lotus, and I went into time or the future or whatever to take. But in this case, a parallelical universe. Fucking big word for me that, but yeah, a parallelical universe. Unlike Back to the Future, where Michael J. Fox as Martin, um, couldn't fuck around with time. I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to be naughty. And I'm going to fuck about with time and go to a parallel universe. What I mean by that is I'm going to do quite a few of these what ifs. What ifs. And this one I'm going to do about Batsy Duffy. We all know who Batsy Duffy is. Think of Bobby Ewing. No, not at the moment. Batsy Duffy's badly ill. And I'm not going to get into reasons what's going on in reality land. But what I'm going to do, we all remember the tacit episode of Dyers where Bobby got ran over and he had an epic death where he bored us all to feet before he... And then they begged and they begged and they begged for him to come back. The ratings were going down. Larry Atman begged him. Everyone begged him to come back as Bobby. And the only way I meant to say, they brought him back was a fucking nightmare. Now, at the time, there's a lot of history that Batsy Duffy was doing a shampoo ad. And they sort of used that at the ending when Victoria, the principal, as Pam, wakes up to find Bobby having a shower. And we all know in the 10th series, they brought him back as a fucking nightmare. And a lot of people thought, even today, when you think about it, even today, it's considered a classic. It's considered one of the most over-the-top stories in soap history. Even today, no other soap has ever done that idea of when an actor gets killed off, they resurrect them by a fucking nightmare. They sort of did something like that in Not Standing, but it turned out to be a lookalike, right? But never brought anyone back by a nightmare. Now, what I'm going to do here is, what if, right? This is an interesting one for anyone who's big fans of Dyers back in the day and so on. What if Batsy Duffy didn't come back, right? What if Larry Atman begged and begged, offered him a big fucking doss of money, all the producers, everyone that works on Dyers begged and begged and offered him a big fat dollop, but Batsy Duffy wasn't budging. Said he's happy now, he's happy to leave Dyers, he's been in it for so many years. He wants to do other protests, wants to do other acting careers, doesn't want to be typecasted as Bobby anymore. So they couldn't get him, no matter how much they begged him, no matter how much they offered him, didn't want to do it. So what would have happened then if Batsy Duffy, as Bobby Ewing, didn't come back? The famous shower scene, the 10th series, we all find out it was a fucking nightmare, and so on. Always intrigued me that. Always intrigued me what would have happened if Batsy Duffy didn't come back as Bobby. Don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against Batsy Duffy. I like Batsy Duffy. I liked him as Bobby, right? But it's just always interested me that what if he didn't come back at all, right? So there's a few ideas. I do know there's going to be back Jock. And we all know in real life the actor that played Jock sadly passed away. So we found out in the 10th series they followed that storyline on, and we all find out it was somebody imitating Jock. What if in the 9th series, and it got to the 10th, they suited up with that story, and it turned out to be Jock, with the star on his neck, which I do notice they sort of stacked that in the 10th series. So what if they did that, right? And I do remember they have this mercenary that went after Larry Atman as JR. They could still do that sort of storyline, but what if they do it where you had the people who wanted to bunk off JR in the last series of the 9th series? What if they had something to do with that mercenary? Or maybe JR got mercenaries to get rid of them and he just off this mercenary, similar to the same storyline, but a little bit different. I thought that would have been quite interesting. And I do know that, let me think. I do like Donna and I do like Ray. I never actually saw Ray jumping into bed with Priscilla Presley. Never saw it. I just didn't see them two being a match whatsoever. So I always wondered to keep that story. I like that story with Donna getting back with Ray. And I do like the fact that we got this young lad who's deaf. Not being horrible, he was deaf. And I do remember that Jenna, played by Priscilla Presley, what if there was a love scene between her daughter and that lad? Because I sort of felt sorry for that lad. Think about it. He's going to get a big role in Dias as one of the main characters, just to find that, oh, sorry, mate, not going to happen, but we've got some good news. Got some good news, not right, Lucy? Ah. Right, we've got some good news that Batsy Duffy as Bobby's coming back. Isn't that good news, mate? Oh, yeah, there goes my acting career. And fat fuck you, and so on. So that always interested me. What if they did a love scene between Jenna's daughter and him? And the one that always interests me the most is Mark Jason. I know in the last series, what's the 9th series of Dias, Victoria Principal as Pam, marries Mark Jason, and it turned out he still had this illness and he was dying. Would they have killed his character off, or would they have kept him in it? Where somehow he finds some cure for his illness, and they made him a main character. Because that's what I like the actor that played Mark Jason. I also remember him playing in the original Rollerball. Damn good underestimate film, in my eyes. A classic. So I would love to see these characters both test and become Pam's husband, being Mark Jason. But sad to say, never got to be. And it never got to be what I'd love to have seen what Dias would have been like. Because we all know the stories were going down, the ratings were going down, and we all know the history that Larry Atman begged and offered him a big dollop of money to bring back Batsy Duffy. I like Batsy Duffy, I'm not going to repeat it, but it's just like these what ifs. What if he didn't come back? What would the storyline would have been? What would it have been with the character that came back as Jock? Would it have been similar? Would it have been that he was Jock? And so on. And it always interested me. It always filled me. It always had me interesting. So it's one of them that if I went into a periodical universe, even though I do like the way they brought back Batsy Duffy as Bobby Ewing, it always interested me out what would have happened if he didn't return. What would it have been like on the 10th series? You know what I mean? Because we all know the 9th series, Sue Ellen got blowing up, but that doesn't fucking matter. Someone else got killed. Doesn't all fucking matter because it was all fucking Nightmare Land. It was all Nightmare Land. It was fucking Pam having an epic fucking dream what lasted through a fucking over 2 fucking days, 85 to 1986. I was must have been in a fucking coma. And so on. But always interested me. One day I might do another one about what if Bruce Lee would have lived and he appeared in a film with Jackie Chan. Interesting one, isn't it? But that'd be another topic for another day. But into them people, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later.